What's going on, guys? Godspeed here, back for a tutorial video. In this video I'll be showing you how to build a large medieval style house. This is the first build in my new upcoming medieval playlist, so if you don't want to miss those upcoming medieval builds, ding that notification bell, and also if you're not a subscriber, please consider being one and smashing that like button below. We're here today on Allegro. So let's get started with this. Using stone foundations, mark out a 4x4 area. Then 4 off this place, and then 4 here again. 4 out, and then fill in the middle. Also place 2 at the front here, so you'll have a shape that looks like this. Take your wooden fence foundation and place one on this corner, on this corner, this corner, and one just here. Also place one at the back here, and one here, and also one here. Take your stone pillar, place them 2 high, on all of the fence foundation snap points. You'll have something that looks like this. Place a single stone door frame at the front here, and stone window frames on the left of it, 1 in this corner, 2 on this left side, 2 at the back, and 2 on this right side. Next, take your single stone walls, place them along the outer perimeter of the build. Next, flip your single stone walls and place them along the outer perimeter of the build. Now the reason I like to flip these is because I think the wooden panel side gives it that more of a medieval look, like it's been supported. We're going to open this area, in fact, because I'm going to make a stairway here. So place down 2 slopes of the appropriate side wall. And we're going to add a door frame here. So I'm going to hide a generator under these stairs. To make sure that this door frame is flipped the right way. So each of the bottom layers should be non-flipped and the top layer should be flipped. When I'm building, I know some YouTubers have it clear cut, laid out with overlays, but when I'm building, you're here building with me. We're figuring this out together. I kind of like this style. If you prefer like a text and overlay system, I could do that also, but I like to sort of figure it out, and I have a sort of rough idea of what I want to build, but I like to sort of be here with you guys figuring out together. Anyway, so let's snap 3 stone staircases to this front slope part, and then take your stone railings and place 3 down on the edge. We'll place a reinforced door in here, and we'll place some glass windows in each of the open window frames. Okay, so as I was saying, I start these builds with a general idea in mind, but sometimes I'll change during the video. I mean, I hope you enjoy that sort of style of building. Place 1 extra pillar on each of the pillars. Place another row of flipped stone walls around the edge, because we want this house to be big. This is a large medieval house. I have got a video coming up for a small medieval house with a water mill, and also another small medieval house with stables. Place down a wooden ceiling at the entranceway. Followed by a stone single door frame. Now that will have to be flipped because that third layer is also flipped. Place 4 wooden ceilings along the left hand side of this build, 4 wooden ceilings along the rear of this build, and 4 wooden ceilings along the front. Take your sloped roofs, your sloped ceilings, and place them under each of the 4 wooden ceilings. Yes, so remember, as I said, I'm working on a medieval playlist, and I'm working on a new castle playlist, and I have some very special videos coming in between those ones, so be sure to check those out. Next, select your Adobe single walls. Actually, let's put some wooden walls on the front here first. Place 4 wooden walls along each of the 4 wooden ceilings, left, front and back. And then a wooden wall each side. This is going to be our bay window. Take your Adobe wall, flip side facing out, place them all the way around. Place 2 ceilings along the left, the front and the rear of the build. Looks like we need some more foundation support, which is fine because I was going to make something along the bottom anyway. So let's take our stone foundations and do a row of foundations all along the bottom and all around the front. That's why I said about my building style, we're here today figuring out together. Sometimes that happens. But it might not be a good idea to block the entranceway, Godspeed. So let's leave it there. And we'll select our foundations again and continue around. Next, take your single Adobe window frames, place them on the front, on the rear here, along with 2 flipped Adobe walls, and repeat this at the front and the left hand side. I mean, also this medieval playlist couldn't come at a better time with the announcement of For Jaw coming to consoles and PC release on June 22nd. Obviously For Jaw is great for medieval style builds. Place 2 sloped ceilings under each of those Adobe parts, and a row of flipped Adobe walls at the back, right and front of this build. Take your appropriate sloped walls and place them on the left and right, flip side facing out on the front, left and rear of these bay windows. Place 2 sloped roofs on the left, front and rear of these bay windows. Now let's make our second floor. When placing a floor down, it's important to make sure that the grain of the wood matches. So use your RB, Q, whatever platform you're playing on, to switch these ceilings to make sure that the lumbar pattern on the wood matches the pattern all the way through. You only really have to do this around the edge, so if you keep flipping your button and making sure it's the right pattern around the edge, once you come to fill the rest of the floor, the pattern will match. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go around. People will say to me, why is my building off? Why is it not off? I said, because when you place your ceilings down, you have 2 snap points. You have the snap point to the wall, and you have the snap point to the rest of the ceiling. So now if I put ceilings down, I won't have to be so careful. I can put them down as ever I want because they will match the perimeter of ceilings. I'm going to create a basement here. That's why I picked that ceiling up. So looking for stairs, wooden stairs. Place 2 down and continue with our ceilings and fill in this first floor. There we go. Next, take some wooden rails and place them along this open hatch area. And take some wooden stairs and place them on the the right hand side of these bay windows. It would be nice when building right if we had a huge hotbar. I think when in creative mode you should be able to have a massive hotbar, that'd be awesome. Place some rails down on those stairs. Now this part looks off. And I think I know why. It's because I don't have a flip snap point. So if that ever happens, place down a ceiling like this. And then place your flipped stone doorway. And then your flipped Adobe wall. And now remove the ceiling. Let's go ahead and add a wooden pillar on top of each of these stone pillars. We're starting to take a bit of shape now, right? The hero of this build is really the paint job. I'll go through that with you in a second. The regions and colours that I use. Now what we're going to do here is create a support. Although it doesn't need a support, I'm creating, actually let me remove those. I'm creating a decorative support. So take your wooden fence supports and as straight as you possibly can, place them down underneath these bay windows. I like fence supports, but I kind of feel like they're broken a little bit. So place them down 3 high to create a support, like a medieval sort of style support. I mean, like I say, it's not supporting anything, it's not doing anything really, it's just looking cool, looking more medieval. So do the same on all 3 sides, the front, left and rear. Place 3 high fence supports under each of the bay windows. I really like the effect on these fence supports. It almost looks like Print Plus stuff, right? And look at that effect. I just think it adds a cherry to your build. This one could be straighter. Let's try this one again. There we go. I'm happy with that. Place 4 flipped Adobe door frames and 4 wooden ceilings. You can use thatch ceilings. And we're looking for that blue snap point and then flip it. Blue snap point, flip it. Blue snap point and flip it. Then you can go ahead and remove these wooden ceilings or thatch ceilings if you chose to use thatch. Take your single Adobe wall, and place them flip side all the way around this build. Like I said, we want this to be a large medieval build. Ain't got no time for no pussy small builds here today. In fact, on that note, let's go another 2 high, all the way around. A medieval house fit for a king or queen. I just uploaded a video a few days ago what would pair really nice with this build, that beehive pen. If you haven't seen that already, please check that out. It's based on my huge beehive pen, but I made a smaller version in a tutorial video. Take your sloped wooden roofs, place them in the corner like this, and all the way to the edge, and again all the way to this edge. You could use this build for a medieval blacksmith, a tavern, or just a house. Something rustic. Great for roleplay servers also. Take your appropriate sloped wooden walls and place them regular side facing out. It looks like to do this we're going to need to put some ceilings down. So before we do this, let's get our wooden ceilings and place them 4 down. And just make sure these are snapped to the actual ceiling and not the wall. So 4 ceilings, 2 left, 2 right and 2 walls to make the apex. Repeat this on the back and also the front of these bay window areas. 4 ceilings, 2 walls, 2 rights and 2 lefts. Next, take your sloped roofs, start from one edge and place them across. You might see that I build with a controller. I am on PC, I've always just preferred building with a controller, I don't know why. I think I like just to sit back in my chair, relax, you know, be comfortable. Let's go ahead and add a gable end to this side of the build. So we'll do what we did a second ago. We'll take 2 lefts, 2 rights and 2 walls and make a gable end. But to do that we're going to need to repeat this and do the 4 wooden ceilings, which is actually going to work out great because I can add a loft with some chimney stacks in here. So 2 wooden walls, two left sloped wooden walls and then 2 right ones. Take your sloped roofs and we'll continue from the same end so we get the same pattern. Some of these snap points might be a bit tricky, you might have to go inside the house to see some of these roofs. But I might just be able to see it there. Yeah, I can see it there, look. Continue snapping these roofs all the way across. And there we are. I'm going to switch these for window frames. The only reason I'm doing that is so I can see inside. You guys can just go inside if you wanted to. But I'm in creative mode, so I've got a lot of materials. Place down 2 wooden ceilings inside of these window frames, and we're going to create some more bay windows here. Place down a wooden wall either side. Let me just figure this out. Another wooden wall either side. Ah. I'm catching heat off that snap point. There we go. Place the appropriate facing sloped wooden walls on top of each of these wooden walls. I think I'm going to have to go inside. And this is a perfect opportunity for us to create our loft anyway. Take your wooden ceilings, place them down as shown. And we're going to leave a gap for our ladder. Continue to place down wooden ceilings just like I'm doing here. And we can put some walls here and also some window frames so we have a nice lookout area. This inside part's kind of optional. I suppose you don't have to follow this to the exact, but if you want to do that too, that's also fine. So we'll do the same here and wall this area off. And we'll take our stairs so we have access to our bay windows. And always good to put a rail on the stairs. Next, take 3 wooden walls, place them on either side of these windows. And now I've blocked off my access. Let's go ahead and remove this ladder and we'll place one here instead. And we'll rail off this part, safety first, you know. I mean, there's loads of wild giggers out there, but heaven forbid that you fall off a wooden loft, right? So now I think we've figured that bay window area out. As I said, building with me, we're sort of figuring it out as we go along. I have a rough idea of what I want to do. Not gonna lie though, these windows are pissing me off. There we go. it'll be worth it in the end. Go ahead and take our flipped Adobe window frames and place down 2, along with 2 sloped wooden roofs and 2 flat square wooden roofs. It's going to make some chimneys now. All these medieval builds look so much better with a chimney stack. So we're going to place one in this left hand side loft portion of the build. We will also place, I'm going to place 3 up here. Now you can either leave this area open so you can refill it with angler gel or whatever you want, but I'm going to close this area up, and the reason I'm going to close it up is because I don't mind destroying one wall to refill these stacks. You know, it's no big thing for me to destroy one wall. So I'm going to place one down facing, and one down facing left, and one down facing right. And I'll fill these with angler gel. And I'm going to wall this area off using our 2 wall, 2 left, 2 right wall pattern. But if you want to leave a door frame there with a ladder, then that's perfectly fine as well. Take your greenhouse windows and fill in all the empty window frames. Yeah, we start this medieval playlist off with a pretty big one, right? Now next comes this little thing I've been doing on my medieval builds to make a little sign. You know, on those medieval builds that you have those little signs and stuff, like just place down a catwalk and place down a fence foundation over that catwalk. Take your wooden signs and then remove the catwalk. Place a wooden sign either side of the fence foundation. Obviously you can write on what you want here. You might want to write tavern, you might want to write blacksmith, you might want to write whatever you want to write, you know. I'm going to put down a fence foundation at these stairs here. And I'm going to put 2 high fence wooden pillars and 1 high wooden pillar. I'm also going to put down 4 sloped stone walls and also 2 sloped stone roofs. And I'm also going to place 2 large crop plots on each of these sloped roofs. Giving a tilted plant just gives a bit of dynamic to that build, you know. Now I've skipped ahead and I've painted my build. So I've painted the regions 0 to 6 all white, and on the walls I've painted regions 2 and 3 black. My crops have grown. I've added a well here with some barrels and some boxes and a little stable at the front here for some sheep. I've added some forges on the left here. I'll leave the colour codes for the walls in the description below. Inside I've left it pretty basic, really rustic inside here. We've got like a lookout, chill out area here. Some rustic style stuff here. I like the elevator with the switch on top. It looks almost like a press, right? Very rustic inside. Very old school. The colour scheme really makes this build, so please make sure you check the description so you can see what I've coloured it. I've only coloured the Adobe. So like I said, the Adobe window frames have to be coloured all white, and the Adobe walls are all white, but the regions are 2 free in black. So please make sure you check that, because it really makes this build pop. In this basement here, I made another little press, like a bullet press. It's a bit more industrial down here, with some grinders and some boxes and stuff. I've hidden that old school generator under the stairs there. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, that's me out. Laters.